Welcome to the Sober Uprising. My name is Holly Crevo, a former heavy drinker who started a Sober Uprising of her own over 2 years ago, and everything in her life has changed. On the Sober Uprising, we tell stories of finding freedom from alcohol on our own terms, making it our best power move. It is the first episode of 2024. I am so excited for this year. I've got some great guests coming up. I have some content we're playing with and how to adjust these episodes. I am so excited. So, new year, new us, or is it new year, same us? Curious where you all are on this like new beginning time of the year, right? It runs the gamut, right? Some people are like, I don't need somebody to tell me to make new goals at some arbitrary time. Some people are like, yes, I love the beginning of the year. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter what that is for you. Just trust yourself in knowing that you need to do what's best for you. Maybe you love the new year. Maybe you like an arbitrary date in April, whatever that is, that's great. Just really honor that. Cause I know we can get really overwhelmed at the beginning of the year trying to like be our best self. And then like 3 weeks later, we're like, nah, my best self's not who I want to be. So just starting there. And before we really get into like what I want to talk about today, I want to check in on those of you who are listening and are maybe doing dry January. Dry January is a big thing. I've seen a lot of people posting about it and it's phenomenal. It's a great way to really start to see what being sober looks like for you. I personally am not leading any dry January challenges. I'll get to that later in the episode. But if you are, no, I am cheering you on. And it is a great way to start to see what being sober could look like for you. So I'm going to share 3 tips that for your dry January, if you are somebody who is attempting that, or maybe even a sober-ish January-ish. For those of you who maybe, I know I would have this grand idea to start out dry January and I would have drinks till, 2 in the morning on the first, like, well, crap, do I start today? Do I go to February 1st? Blah, 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 blah. Maybe have a drink later that day, hair of the dog, all that stuff, right? So no judgment here on wherever you're at in that journey. So number 1, don't second guess your decision. There was a reason you said, I'm going to try to not drink this month. Like, I'm going to try. There's a reason, whether you're not feeling good, you're not clear, you want to drop a little weight, whatever that looks like, there's a reason. Don't second guess that. You can do anything for 31 days. You can do this. It is challenging and it can be hard, but it's also not hard. You've done harder things in your life, right? No matter what that looks like, you can not do one thing for 31 days. And I know you can. And again, staying true to why you made that decision in the first place. You didn't come up with this out of nowhere. There's a reason that your body, your soul, your mind, your spirit is craving some abstinence from alcohol. So stay true and don't second guess that. It's 31 days. You can make a new decision February 1. 2, make it fun. Yes, when you're starting, it could be easy to not go to a bar or not go to stuff. I totally respect that. And I was there at a lot of times, right? You don't want to go out into a place where it is if you're trying to quit doing it. But that doesn't mean you can't do so many other things. What is that activities? Is it going to a bookstore? Is it going to a concert? Is it taking naps? Is it making mocktails? As opposed to looking at it as a deprivation of, I don't get to do this. What are the things that you can do? Maybe, last night was so interesting. We'd had leftovers for dinner and so I had some time and I was in a really good book. And so I popped open my favorite non-alcoholic wine. I poured a glass and I was reading my book like before dinner. And I was like, wow, like I'm going to remember what I'm reading. I'm not going to be hazy. And so that was something fun to add into my day. So make it fun. This should not be a drudge. There's so many things you can do with your time besides drink. So make it fun. Be intentional around that, right? Like make those decisions. And 3, and last but certainly not least, is be curious. Like be curious what's coming up for you. It's keep a calendar, keep a journal, keep something to track like what you're feeling. Maybe you're just like, wow, I get really anxious when I'm talking to my friends about their plans for the weekend because I want to have a drink, or I get triggered for XYZ, or wow, I had 3 days I didn't want to drink. What was I doing with my body? Like collect data, be curious. Like this is a time for you to explore and experiment with what this looks like. And again, it's so good to look back and reflect on and be like, wow, okay, beautiful days are really hard for me because I really want to go get that glass of wine. That's interesting. And the days that I still did something and enjoyed the weather were days that I felt really good. So just be curious, data, right? That's all we're doing here. But again, journal, put it in your phone, keep a calendar, whatever that looks like, to have those moments to reflect on and say, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's where I got caught up. So, just 3 tips out there for those of you doing dry January. Know I am cheering you on and would love to hear how it's going for you. So, today's episode is a little different, and then I'm going to share just a couple of little tools that I'm using to go into 2024, and then also sharing an amazing opportunity for those of you out here who are maybe really sober curious, right? And really like, okay, now's the time to try this out. So, again, New Year's can be conflicting for some people, right? You're like, okay, I haven't done anything all year, and now I'm going to be this brand new person because the clock, the calendar flipped over, right? We can have these resolutions or not. We can feel this pressure. We want to do less, maybe we want to do more. Whatever that looks like, it can feel really overwhelming. So if that's you, I see you, right? I see you in this place that you're at. Again, we opened up saying, whatever it is that you need for you, do that. And so for me personally, I love a new year. I love a new month. I love a new week. I love a new day. Like I just really thrive in that. But I really shifted. Yes, I have goals that I want to set. I'm creating goals ranging from personal to fitness to business to financial, whatever that looks like. So it is important for me to set goals. And I know that those will all come when I show up in a certain way. When I show up in a certain way, that is when all these other things are going to come. So yes, I did sit down, went through reflection with my amazing friend Taryn, who walked us through some intention setting. And then now I'm really focused on, okay, these are what I want to achieve. But to do that, this is how I need to show up. So I am choosing kind of a word and an intention this year that I know will serve everything I want to do. I just know it like in my soul. So the first is my word of the year. And that is unwavering, which means steady or resolute. And I really like this because I like the steadiness, because when we're trying new things and we're doing new things, there can feel like a lot of up and down, right? Or a lot of like, go, 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 stop. So this is like a steadiness. It's a consistency. It's a every day, right? And yes, there will be days that aren't like my best days, and that's totally fine, but it's that steadiness and that consistency. So for me, it's an unwavering belief in myself that I can do whatever it is I put my mind to. It's an unwavering love for myself and for others, right? It's showing up just believing and cheering on and loving all the people in my life and myself. And this one, it's an unwavering discipline for what I want in my life. There's a lot of things I want to be doing, bigger, smaller, whatever that looks like, but it's unwavering discipline. And again, it's steady. It may not be every day. There's going to be days where I'm like, I don't want to do this, and that's okay. And I'll start off tomorrow, right? This isn't about hustle and grind, but it is that discipline, that knowing, okay, this is a conscious decision where I'm going to pull back, but I'm going to come back in. I'm going to pull back and come back in. But this unwavering dedication to my life will help everything, right? Will help me reach my financial goals, my business goals, my personal goals, just that unwavering love and discipline. Because unwavering, it speaks to conviction. It speaks to power. It speaks to confidence. It speaks to deservancy, knowing I deserve everything I want in this world. And the unwavering discipline to show up and do it every single day. So that is my word. A lot of people do words. I saw somebody the other day who does quarterly words. Love it. Whatever it is for you, right? But having some type of intention of knowing, did I show up unwavering today? No, I didn't today. Okay, well, why didn't I? Okay, that's interesting. That's something to work on, right? We're not shooting for 100% because that's really hard to do. We're shooting for 75, 80, 90, that percentage that we're like, more days than not, we're having that discipline, we're having that devotion, we're having that dedication to how we want to show up. So my word, unwavering. My intention of the year. This is a doozy. This one like gets me in my feels a little sometimes. My intention is I will be my biggest freaking fan. I will be my biggest freaking fan. For so many years when I was heavy drinking, I was actively working against myself. Saying I wanted to do one thing, having too many drinks, waking up feeling like bad, not getting sleep, making conversations harder to have, making energy less, having my energy deplete, having less confidence, all these things. Like I was making it so much harder on myself. And also just shit talking myself at the same time. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do better? Like it wasn't just the physical things I wasn't able to do, it was the mental beat down that I would give myself. Nobody else would. Everybody else was nice and kind and cheering me on, like, but I would. And yes, that drinking is gone, and it has the kindness and grace and trust I've seen in myself has increased tenfold. And still, that negative self-talk, those beliefs, this, "Who do you think you are? You can't do that. You don't know what you're doing." Those still come up. Those still come up for me, right? I'm doing things I haven't done before. I'm doing things that I'm not quite ready to do. Like, so it makes sense that I'm feeling this way, but I have to be on my team. I have to cheer myself on. I have to talk to myself the way I do talk to my family, to my friends, to my clients. Like, that has to be a non-negotiable. Like, we're on the same team here. I can't have my heart, my soul, my spirit wanting to be doing one thing, and then my ego and this, like, my humanness just being like, no, 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 we're not going to do that. Right. So I definitely couldn't do it when I was drinking. It was taking my freedom, my confidence, all that. I could not do that. But I can now. And I can be a lot more conscious about when I'm not doing it, right? When I'm having this thought of, "Oh, are you sure you can do that? Or maybe you should have, like, gone to the gym earlier, or maybe, like, you said that weird. Like, why do you say those things?" All that stuff to just be like, "No, no, 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 we don't do that anymore. We're awesome. I'm so proud of you for going to the gym this morning. I'm so proud of you for making that ask. I'm so proud of you for doing that blog that felt really vulnerable. I'm so proud of you for having a difficult conversation." The pride in ourselves, the confidence. I love you. You're worth it. You're deserving. You're amazing. Like, I have to be on my same team because, yes, I have an amazing support system. And I'm so very grateful for every person in my life who cheers me on, who says, "I see you," and that. And also, like, it has to come from me first. I have to have an unwavering belief and kindness in myself to continue to do the things that I want to do. So that is my intention. So far, it's going really well. This morning, we had to do planks, and I hate planks. I hate anything where I have to be, like, parallel with the ground. I'm not sure what that is, like, anything I just yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and, like, halfway through, I was like, "You're great. Look at you. You're awesome. You've done things harder than this. You've got this. Oh my god, look at you. Your butt's gonna be great. Look at those abs. You're gonna be amazing." And just, like, cheered myself through it, right? Yesterday, I had a really great day. I made some abs. Great job. I am so proud of you. That self-talk, like, if we're gonna self-talk ourselves down, we have to self-talk ourselves up. Because so again, this intention, I know will catapult me into all the things that I wanna be doing. And I want that for you. I want that deep trust in yourself. I want you to know that you are deserving of everything you want in this world. Which leads me to talk a little bit about the Soberish experiment. Oh my god, I'm so excited. The Soberish experiment is a 12-week program designed to make Soberish be your next power move. So I talked a little about how I wasn't doing anything in dry January. Going to be supporting, I'll be posting content to support, but, like, I wanted to start in February because if we're doing it just because everybody says we need to and that's what we think we should do, sometimes it doesn't stick, right? And so this is a 12-week program that is designed for you to experiment with sobriety in a longer amount of terms because dry January is great, but we have to develop some skills, some mindset shifts, really fuel ourselves to continue that. Or, like most people, February 1, you're like, cool, I think I'll just go back to drinking the rate I was because nothing shifted inside of me. So let's talk about the 12 weeks. First of all, it's going to be fun. It's going to be light. It's going to be exciting. This should be something that you are looking forward to, not running from, right? If it's a drudge, if it's full of fear, like, it's not going to be worth it to you. This is going to be something that you're saying, hey, I can give myself 12 weeks to once and for all figure out what's going on with my relationship with booze, right? This isn't a 6-week sober thing and then you're going to go back, right? This is something for those who are committed to, like, figuring out what it is that's going on. Yes, I do want to change. What does that look like? What is my version of soberish, which is different than Holly's or Cassie's or Mandy's, right? They're all different, but, like, you're committed to giving 12 weeks to just experiment with it. Because you've done things like this before. I know you've done harder things than not drink for 12 weeks. I know you have. But you are committed to seeing, hey, how does this help me be the woman I want to be? What does that look like? So 12 weeks. Again, I will link in the notes, but the 12 weeks are going to look like group coaching and content. So every Wednesday we'll meet and I'll share We'll go over tools to, going from creating new beliefs to working through the fears to, creating now what does the version of soberish look like out in the real world. So we're going to create that, and you'll have opportunity for group coaching. So, hey, this is coming up. Can we help? Yeah, let's do it. Right. And you're going to be in community with other women, because there is such power in seeing other women that you look around, you're like, wow, she's amazing. And she still maybe wants to figure out her relationship with alcohol. Maybe I'm not alone. Maybe I'm not weird. Right. You're going to have Voxer support. If you don't know what Voxer is, it is a platform where we'll have communication. So I'm not going to leave you hanging. So maybe you've got something really big coming up and you're like, whoo, Holly, what's going on? Voxer me. We'll get you through it. Right. Every Sunday, we're going to have reflection activities, reflection and planning ahead so that you can be ready for that next week, right? We have to be prepared for those events. So I'm sure you're curious, sober-ish, but you're talking about not drinking. Yeah. So for 8 weeks of our 12 weeks together, we're not going to drink. Completely sober. I am joining with you. We're not drinking. And I know there are things that are going to come up. It's going to be around Valentine's Day and spring break and your birthday and anniversaries and a happy hour and a Tuesday. I get it. But again, this is for those who are really dedicated to spending 12 weeks to see what life can look like on the other side. So yes, there is 8 weeks, but you'll have the support you need. So who is this for and who is it not for, right? This is for somebody who maybe you're high achievers, kind of like half-assed your sober drinker. You're like, I kind of know it, but not really. And you know that. And it's really making you crazy and you're ready to give it a shot. This is maybe for you who don't think you have a drinking problem, but you are starting to understand that your drinking is problematic, right? That it is problematic, that maybe you don't want to quit for the rest of your life, but you're like, this isn't working for me anymore. And I want to figure out a plan on how to move forward with this. And this is for you, empowered, bold women who want to do big things that just need that little edge to push you over, to have this confidence, the freedom, the clarity through your sober's journey to go do all the things you want to do. So I am so excited. Again, it's 12 weeks. We start February 7th. Space is limited because I really want to make this a close, small container of empowered women. So be sure to get your spot. If you're listening today, January 4th, you have to end the day on Friday to get a 50% reduction on joining. So still a great opportunity. Sign up. If you're not totally sure, you can click on the link. There's a link on that page that I'll link in the notes to schedule a call with me. Be like, I don't know if this is for me. We'll see, right? And if it's not good for you, it's not good for me. So we'll make sure that you're in the right place. So sharing this because viewing my sobriety as an experiment and with flexibility and individuality was key to my success. And I have used what my coaching from past 5 years of coaching, I've used my own experience to create a program that is going to walk you through this experiment and this container to see what it's like for you. And then see what's the most important thing, see what's on the other side, right? The goal isn't sobriety. The goal is all the other things you want to do that sobriety is getting in the way of, that drinking is getting in the way of. So excited. Soberish experiment. It's on the link in the bio notes, in the show notes. So I hope if you're interested, you'll at least take a peek and schedule time with me, right? Like there's no better time than now. If you've been thinking about it for years, when are you going to know it's the perfect time? There will never be a perfect time, except the Soberish experiment starting February 7th. So thank you for tuning in. I am so excited for this year's podcast. We have so many great guests coming on, so many great things, and just know that we've got you. Wherever you're at in the sober's journey is perfectly okay, and you're right where you need to be. So we will see you next week. And again, if you like this podcast, if you're moved, if you have somebody who's sober curious, I would love for you to share it. It helps me get this podcast out. It helps me spread this movement, and it helps make the world a better place with more sober-ish humans. So thank you again for tuning in. And remember, everything you want is on the other side of saying no to that drink.